Hey everyone, this is Robin. I'm with Anna Maria.
Hi, how are you?
Good. Tell us about where you are now. She just moved.
Yes. It's been quite an interesting journey in fundraising, actually. I didn't always start my career in fundraising. In fact, for the first little while, my career was really in politics after I graduated university and had my degree in political science and economics.
That's pretty good.
I did about 10 years of that and really enjoyed it. But what was really interesting and kind of brought me into the field of fundraising was that I was volunteering my personal time working for local charities and hospitals.
Yeah.
Right? And I found it very interesting doing that, so that when I had this opportunity in my life to sort of decide whether I stay or go, I opted to go, pursue other opportunities, and hence decided to get myself into fundraising. So it's been a wonderful journey ever since.
So let's tell everybody what your job is now. Fancy job that she's got.
Well, I wouldn't say it's fancy.
It's fancy.
I'm now the Vice President of National Development at Easter Seals Canada.
So tell us more about Easter Seals.
Easter Seals? Well, Easter Seals is a national organization that has offices in all of the provinces across Canada. We primarily provide services, programs, recreational programs, and support to people living with disabilities.
Right.
And that's children, youth, adults, all across Canada.
Right.
So we provide a number of different programs, such as camps in the summer for kids, which is our biggest program. We also do some recreational programs like sledge hockey, wheelchair basketball, things like that. Yeah, it's really fun activities for the kids throughout the summer months.
So what is Easter Seals? It's not Easter and it's not seals.
No, Easter Seals is a national organization, and it's been around since 1922, so over 95 years or so. And we provide services, programs, and rehabilitative programs to persons living with disabilities. Our mandate is really about inclusiveness and accessibility in our communities. We service children, youth, and adults that have a permanent disability. We provide recreational programs, summer camps. We also do scholarship opportunities, so there's some scholarships available as well, and some rehabilitative and occupational therapy to our clients. So it's a great organization that's servicing the community. There's always a lot more that we could be doing.
Right.
But it's always dependent on how much we can support we get from the community.
Now, how is it that the difference or the shift between a political background and a nonprofit background?
Yeah.
How did you switch?
How did I switch? Very interesting question. Like I said previously, I've been working in politics for 10 years and volunteering my time, my personal time, working for charities and local hospitals. And I really enjoyed it. And one of the things I was often tasked to do was raise money for them. So,
raise money.
Organize galas and sell tickets. And I really enjoyed that, but I was doing it on my private time. There was a point in time in my career where I decided it was time to now move out of politics and pursue other opportunities.
Exactly.
And as a result, I ended up getting my studies in fundraising and joining the Association of Fundraising Professionals, taking my Association of Fundraising Professionals fundraising course, and other seminars and workshops, in order to be qualified to do the work.
So how do you now shift from politics to a nonprofit?
Well, it's an interesting shift. It's not for everyone. There are certainly some challenges in moving from a corporate world to a nonprofit world. You take, one of the good things about going into nonprofit is nonprofits are very great at accepting the skills and the experience that you have in the corporate world. So your skill sets are easily transferable. In my case, it was about raising funds for local charities and working on political parties. So it makes it easy. but you have to be prepared that you know, your compensation is much lower. Your working hours are much longer. You also have to be prepared for like that shift in the environment in terms of different stresses in the environment. But there are benefits to doing it, and the shift, you know, does take some time, some adjustments, but the beauty of nonprofit is you get to work with organizations that you love and that you're passionate about. You know, there's a cause, there's a service that you really care about. That's the beauty of working with nonprofit. So you certainly don't do it for the money. You don't do it for the prestige. You do it for the love of wanting to help your fellow citizen and for caring about the program that you're supporting.
Now, what about new individuals wanting to switch? You said they needed to go and get certified and do all the academic pieces. Is that a requirement for them to?
It helps you better understand the role that you're in, especially if you're transitioning like I did into fundraising. It was important to associate myself with the association that promotes fundraising, familiarize myself with the policies and procedures around that. Also learning from the ground up, you know, what's required to execute an annual campaign, what's required around stewarding a donor, what is major gifts, how do we get a major gift, what quantifies major gift, understanding all these things. It's really important that you really study and be part of that group or that industry that helps you learn as you go. You know, so I think for anyone wanting to get into the nonprofit, my recommendation is, you know, speak to somebody who's in the industry that you want to get into, right? And talk to the folks and ask them those questions. What's it like? What's the culture like? What's the environment like here in the nonprofit world? And then at the same time, volunteer some time with charities and local community groups that you're passionate about, and get to know the people. It's a great networking opportunity in the long run. But at the same time, you learn, you ask those questions, and you really get to understand whether or not it really is an industry for you. Right? Because like I said, the corporate world has its own dynamics, and the nonprofit world, again, it's different, right? It's not for everybody.
Everything has politics.
There's always politics in everywhere.
Exactly. So it works really well for her because she had a background.
Some days.
So what would be kind of wisdom that you can share to everyone with regard to this journey that you've gone through when it comes to, you know, different career moves?
I would say number one is really dig deep into who you are and what you're passionate about, right? There's no point working for an organization that you don't have that passion within you that you can promote on their behalf, right? And ask yourself those questions, you know, what is it that I want in my career? You know, is it more time with my family? Is it more opportunities for growth? Is it compensation? Ask yourself all these questions and rate them on a scale of 1 to 10, right? And say, what are really the important factors? And when you're able to identify that, what's going to make you happy in that next job, then you can really start to narrow those job postings as they come along and say, nope, this doesn't fit with my criteria, move on. You know, find something that does, because there's nothing more gratifying than waking up in the morning, being passionate about the work that you do, happy to go into work, happy to work with the people that you work with, and knowing that at the end of the day you've made a difference, not just in your life through your own learning and your own personal growth, but in the life of others that you've been, you know, able to influence. Whether it be helping them obtain a piece of equipment. In the case of the work that I do, is scholarship opportunity for them to continue their studies, or whether it's just advocating on their behalf and making a difference. You gotta love what you do, and you gotta wake up in the morning loving what you do.
Otherwise, passion.
Yeah, exactly. And you know, and you can be passionate in the corporate world, but you can also be just as passionate, if not more, in the nonprofit world.
Very good.
Yeah.
That was it. Thank you so much.
Okay. You're welcome. Thank you very much for having me. What a great ride today.
See, we're moving.
Are these the blooper reels?
I know.